Hello all. I hope you're doing well and staying safe and healthy at home. I want to put together a video here really quick on how to install Python and Wing, which is what we're using in class. Now I do want to let you know that I'm going to be doing this for a Windows 10. So if you have a Mac, you'd have to take slightly different steps. But let me just kind of show you where we're at with this. Your first job is to download two executable files. Executable files are basically files that take care of the installation for you. So what you're looking for, or what you're gonna end up looking for, is if you click on this folder and you go to downloads. I have them here still from when we downloaded them in class a while back. As a matter of fact, I believe I did this for you guys in each of your computers, but I want to show you what you're looking at and what you're looking for. Let me see, I moved this view here. We're looking for this Python 3.7.4 AMD 64 and then Wing. Now those two I downloaded from the internet, so your job is going to be to download those two. If you're using a Mac, then these two executable files they're going to look a little different. Now, if you open a browser, a Google browser, just look up Python. So you browse. What did I just do here? I accidentally closed this. Great. Okay, so you look up Python, and you should be able to just go to the download section here. By the way, all this is free, so you shouldn't have to pay for any of this. Right here's the download. Notice the download Python right here. It's 3.8.2, so it's a newer version than what we have in class. I don't necessarily think that one or the other would be better or worse. So you can just go to the new. You can just grab the newest release. So the one we're using, you see right here, 3.7.4. That's the one we've been using in class. The reason why you might not want to do a newer version is because sometimes there's bugs. So they release new versions, and sometimes there's bugs there, and people eventually run into them as they use the software. But it really doesn't make a difference. I'll just go through the process of doing the 3.7.4. Everything that you should look, or what you should be looking for right here, is just to verify that you can do this both for either a Windows or a Mac. And so I'm going to click here on download. This is the 3.7.4, which is installed in your computers in class. Now you see here Windows users and Mac users. And so there's information here. You don't have to look through all of it. But what we're looking for right here is the installer. Now, the majority, so you're going to grab one of these. These are the actual files. You want to click on one of these to download. Now, for me, I would click on the executable installer right here. Windows x86 executable installer. This is for a Windows. Now, that's what I would click on. And if I click on that, it starts downloading right here. And once it's done downloading, I can click and go through the process of installation. This is the same file that I showed you I already have. So if I click on it, it's going to show something right here. It's going to ask me to modify my setup. The reason why I see this is because I happen to already have Python installed. I'll go through the installation process really quick. So first I would have to uninstall Python. You won't have to do this step if you have never installed Python onto your computer. This is a step I have to take because I already have it installed on this computer. So they first need to remove my Python installation so that then I can install the new Python version, which would be the case if you want to move up to a newer version. So that happened. Now it's gone. Let me click here once again. install now. I want you to make sure that you click here, check this off, add Python 3.7 to the path. So you want to make sure that you click on that, and I'm going to install now. And it's going to go through the installation process. It shouldn't take too long. You can just kind of click on everything, basically leave it as default. There's no need to change or make changes. Just leave it as default. Now, as this is installing right now, we'll come back to it. But for those of you who have a Mac, I would use this one, 64-bit installer. The majority of your computers are 64-bit nowadays. Some of them are 32-bit, but I doubt you'll run into the 32-bit unless your Mac is pretty old, maybe more than 5 years old, or you might have to do the 32-bit. But for those of you with a Mac, you'd click on this one, go through the same process. Let's see where this is at. Okay, setup was successful. That's it for Python. It's installed, it's ready to go. Now, Python itself is not what we use to code. It is the language we're using, but we need to use we use a IDE is what we call. Wing is basically how you've learned what you've known it by. So if you look up Wing 101, and it says downloading Wing. Let me block this. Downloading Wing Python. It's a Python IDE, and so again, this is very simple right here. Windows installer. For those of you with the Windows computer, I would click on this one, the 32-bit, 64-bit, and then there is right here. I want to see if they have support for Macs. If they don't have support for Macs, then you might have to use a different IDE. Because it says this might be it. OS X. Let me just verify OS X. That is a Mac. That's the operating system for Macs. So this is that's right. If you have a Mac, use the OS X installer. If you have Windows, click here on the bottom Windows and use the 32 or 64-bit installer. Use the installer, not the zip file. So you click it, it's gonna download, and it's gonna download this executable right here. It looks to be almost quite this exact same version. Not exactly though. This is 7.2.1, so it's a newer version than the 7.1.2.0.2. If you want other versions, you can click here on all versions. You should be able to find the one we're working with in class, 7.1.0.2. That's this one right here, released on the 25th of July of 2019. So you can click here and that should do it. But just grab the newer version. I don't expect any issues with that. So you click here, it's gonna download. Then you're gonna it's gonna show up here once it's done downloading. You click it and it should show you something like this. You'll say yes. It's asking your permission. You click next. You accept. You click next. Don't modify this. Just leave it as this, and you click next. Same here, next. And see, for me, it's asking me to uninstall my previously installed Wing 101. I'll just go ahead and do that right now. And then I'm going to install. Again, this is typically doesn't take too long. And then you click finish. Now, to be able to look for to be able to open Wing, on the little search box underneath, I don't know if it shows because my screen is being recorded, but I'm not sure that this little prompt shows. Look up Wing, and you don't want to click on the executable because that would go through the installation process again. You don't want to click on the exe. So I need to look a little bit further. Wing 101, and there we go. So Wing 101, and it says app. That's what I'm after. So if I open that, it takes a little bit of time to boot up. And there we go. This is what we use in class. You should be good. There's one more thing that I want to discuss here, and that's installing Pygame. We took this step in class, at least I believe my intro to computer science class did. But let me show you what you do here. This is if, now I do have this stored. Let's see here. Here it is, APCSP. If you look, let me show you where I went here. I looked, this is what I looked. I looked at pip install Pygame. And there's a wiki getting started. That's where I'm at right now. Now, this is what we're after. Now, for a Mac, again, this is a little different. I haven't done it for a Mac. I don't own a Mac. If you have any issues, let me know. But this is the command that we're looking for right here. Now, this command, I need to type this command exactly as is in what we call a command window. And to open a command window, in the little search box at the bottom, you click CMD, short for command, and it says command prompt. Again, this is only for Windows. It gives me this. I'm going to try typing it in here. I'm hoping it recognizes it. Sometimes it will not. We might have to carry out additional steps, and if that's the case, I'll look into it and post another video. Let's see here. Python. So it's giving me, you should consider upgrading via the Python. Okay, so python-m pip install. I'm writing this right here. That. Upgrade pip install dash upgrade pip Okay, and now let me try it again one more time. If you click on the up arrow, it looks back. Okay, requirement already up to date. That's because I have, once again, already installed Pygame. So I've done this before. And so I didn't actually have to, or when I try to reinstall, it says that, you know what, I'm up to date, I'm good to go. So once again, try this out, especially if you have Windows. If you have a Mac, this is a slightly different process. I can't model it for you because I don't have a Mac. But if you have any questions, please reach back or let me know so I can help you. That's as far as we're going to go here today. Try doing the install, try coding, see how it goes.